In the span of less than a year, Sony went from announcing Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 and Part 2 being separated by only a year to announcing that there's going to be a far bigger break and that it's instead now called Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Now the director of those films talks about why this decision was made and why it's important. So once again, this comes at us directly from the director, and what he revealed is what I think a lot of us knew. And the revelation is the fact that originally when it was part 1 and part 2, they were trying to cram an entire close to 2.5 hours into part 1 and part 2 and having them split up to be a little bit more faster in nature. But when they looked at it, they realized this story doesn't really work. Part 1 and part 2 are going to feel rushed. So what if we instead take more time, delay both of them, make part 1, aka Across the Spider-Verse, the film it needs to be at over 2 hours, so we can have more time and we can remove what we don't want in here that could be filler from when it's 2 parts, and then make Beyond the Spider-Verse something that's far bigger than just a simple part 2. And they said that when they looked at this approach and realized that it would be better from a storyline standpoint, from a character standpoint, from a delivery standpoint, that immediately everybody agreed upon it. It made sense to split it into 2 different films that were titled different because they are in fact going to be completely different and not just an extension of a part 1 to a part 2. Now, I think this is fair, and I 100% agree that what they're saying here is exactly what they should have, said from the beginning, but Sony obviously wanted it one way, and then once they saw what they were going for, they said, you know what, maybe your idea is far better, and I think it was always going to be better to make sure that each film has enough runtime and has enough of a story to say to be able to pull off whatever they need. And it sounds like that everybody's now happy that they have exactly that. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly happens going forward and just how big Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to be. Because once again, they tease that this film is another level. And since we've seen just about nothing from it, it makes me think that they're going to go all out. And that's saying something considering Spider-Verse looks like it's going all out.